Hey folks, Jerome Forestwood here. It's 5:40 p.m. on August 11th, 2025 in downtown Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. It's 30 degrees outside and a sunny evening in the city. In this video, I traveled for 2.1 kilometers, starting in Chinatown at Stadium-Chinatown SkyTrain Station, then drove south on Beatty, west on Smythe, north on Granville, west on West Georgia, and south on Burrard, ending my trek in the west end by the bus stop at Robson and Burrard. To support the channel, click the heart icon to send me super thanks. For updates, follow me on TikTok and Instagram at jforestwood. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, share it, and subscribe.
Stadium-Chinatown. Doors will open on the left. Exit here for bus connections to the Horseshoe Bay Ferry Terminal.
Hey folks, Jerome Forestwood here. We just got off at Stadium-Chinatown Station here, and we're heading up into the downtown core. Just riding up the escalator right now. It is a beautiful day in the city. It is not too hot, not too cold. It's around 30 degrees today, so a nice day with a little bit of heat. Pretty good, pretty refreshing. So we'll head up the escalator here too. Keeping an eye out for some garbage so I can dump my milk tea out. So we shall keep an eye out for that. Oh, I see a garbage over here. Okay, we're good to go. Toss it here. And then we'll keep going. Okay. Whoa, she's a bright one today. She is really a bright one. So this is the intersection of Beatty and Dunsmuir Street, and we'll cross the street in just a moment here. You can see the tank and the cannons here. Pretty cool, eh? So over here on Beatty Street, this is one of our armories on over here. This is one of the British Columbia regiments here. So this is where some of the soldiers stay, and this is where they keep some of the weaponry and all that type of stuff on over here in the city. We have another armory over on the west side of town, outside of the downtown core, and that's called the Seaforth Armory. So there's two armories that I'm aware of here in Metro Vancouver. I'm sure there's more than that though. So if you know any other armories, feel free to put them in the chat. We'll learn with you as we're going along. But yeah, it's good to know that our military are over here and have a presence in the city. And their job is to keep us safe, and they do a pretty good job at it. So thank you, Canadian military. I know your lives are not easy right now. Definitely not easy right now. Let's keep going. Here on Beatty Street in the Stadium District, because that's where we are right now. Just got off at Stadium-Chinatown Station, and we're walking past the Citadel Parade neighborhood on over here. It's just part of the Stadium District. There's the stadium across the street for you there. That's BC Place. And we'll wait right here. We're not in any big rush to get across the street. This is the intersection of Georgia and Beatty Street. And behind us here, this is where we got the Georgia Viaduct. So this will take you down into Chinatown, and then the Dunsmuir Viaduct is over by Stadium-Chinatown Station when we were on Dunsmuir Street, and that'll take you from Chinatown into the downtown core. These viaducts are really remnants from an old highway that was supposed to go along the Kingsway and all the way through New Westminster into Surrey. But back in the day, New Westminster didn't want the highway heading through them, so there's sections of it built along King George Boulevard in Surrey, and of course the Kingsway over here in Vancouver, as well as the viaduct. So the remnants of the old highway are still here, but yeah, it is not the same. So, and the viaduct unfortunately did displace in some important areas here in Vancouver, including displacing a complete black community that was here back in the day. So it's important to remember that community was called Hogan's Alley, and you can still see a mural memorial on the side of the viaducts there, the Dunsmuir Viaduct, when you head on down into Chinatown where Hogan's Alley used to be. So yeah, and then Blood Alley was another area where they had a thriving black community back in the day. Well, that is no longer the same either. No longer the same either. So it's kind of interesting to see the patterns continue with the African Descent Festival. But that's just such a muddy newspaper story. I don't know where to go with that anymore. But yeah, we are here over on Beatty Street now. And you can see some of the historical remnants of what the city was supposed to be, and the impact of it not having that highway and being the city that it is now. So we'll continue on Beatty Street here, over to Robson. This is where you'll find the Terry Fox Memorial. You'll regularly see skateboarders out here doing their thing. It's a very popular area for skateboarders. Looks like they're practicing their ollie to a manual. So we'll cross the street here. And this is the intersection of Robson and in Beatty Street. And I'll just cross the street here as well. You can see the development that's going on in here. So fascinating to see. The city's literally changing before our eyes here in Vancouver. And that's just one of them. They're keeping the facade for that building because it's got some historical significance. But they'll be building a tower in there. Okay. And I believe they're going to bring some rental housing in. Other places across the city, they're building condominiums. So there's lots of new housing options coming into line here. But like they say on the news, we got to build a whole lot more. So we'll see where the country decides to go from there. But what an epic development that's going on there. It's taken them a long time to get to that point. When they start putting in a lot of that rebar and all that other stuff, that's when it's going to just start getting put together almost lickety split now. So it'll be interesting to see that tower just start to crop out of the ground in the next few months. That's really it. Like you can leave a neighborhood for a couple weeks, and when it gets to that kind of point in a construction project, come back in a few weeks and you already see like a half-built building or an almost finished building. And that's how fast they can go up today, especially with like prefabricated parts and stuff like that. Really, really easy to put together apartment buildings and condominiums and stuff like that. Almost like Lego, almost like giant Lego. Absolutely fascinating to watch them do it too. So this, I believe, is Nelson Street. We'll find out in a minute. It might be Smythe. Canby is definitely ahead of us. This is probably Smythe. Yeah, this is Smythe. So we are over on Smythe Street. Cafe Dilly. Need to check out that place at some point in time. This is the intersection of Canby and Smythe. We'll cross the street in just a minute. So it's our turn to cross. When the lights turn green and there's a walking signal, that's when you cross here in the city. Okay, if it's a flashing green light, the only difference between the solid green light and the flashing green light is that it means that it's pedestrian controlled. So in that case, when they're talking about pedestrian controlled stoplights, that's when they have the button and you press it, and it'll change anywhere between 15 seconds to 2 minutes for you. So just be patient, the light will change. You're gonna hit it multiple times like I do. In that case, it's just keeping you amused while you wait for the light to change. And we'll keep strolling here on Smythe. There's the fire trucks from Fire Hall number 8. Vancouver Fire and Rescue, serving with pride since 1886. So 1886 was one of those inception points for the city of Vancouver here. It's really when the city started to take off. Obviously that's when the fire service also came into vogue. It's good to see, just like any big city on over here, we have our problems and issues with fires just like everyone else. Everything from just someone forgetting something on a burner and it accidentally turns into a bigger issue to even forest fires and some of the woods that we have in around the area here, because we do live in a tropical rainforest zone. And even though the downtown core that we're walking in is very urbanized now, when you get out into the mountains, it changes real fast. And you find yourself in some wild territory with lions, cougars, and bears, and more. So, very, very real bald eagles too. All that stuff. Just kilometers away from the downtown core here. And every once in a while you'll find a bald eagle just kind of flying around here as well. Just making its way through the city as it heads out to someplace else that it wants to hang out. That's not as urban. Vancouver is just so immersed in nature. It's fascinating to see now. Not everything is nature, of course. Even some of our natural areas are really just man-made gardens. We try to naturalize them or keep them that way. When those wild elements, like that bald eagle, or the bear coming through the way, or a plant growing where it's not supposed to, that all happens too. And that's when you get like the wild mixing in with the city. So cool to see. So we'll continue on Smythe here. Up ahead is Seymour Street. And we'll cross the street.
We need a good mix.
So we're just passing the Orpheum Theatre on over here. This is where the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra plays. You can get season tickets if you want. They're not even through the roof. They're relatively affordable. You can check that out online at the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra, or VSO, if you're interested. And yeah, that's just blocks away also from over here on Granville Street, which is just right ahead of us here. And this is your busy bar strip here on the weekend. Still lively during the weekdays, including on a Monday like today. Okay. But even on busier days like New Year's Eve and stuff like that, this place can get very, very packed very, very quick. So if you're planning to go somewhere, sometimes you need to plan ahead. That's all you need to know. Oh, we got a lineup here for it looks like the Commodore Ballroom. That's one of our buskers right there. This is your regular lineup on over here for the Commodore Ballroom. There's the Commodore right there. So some kind of music show is going to go through the Commodore tonight. And by the look of it, looks a little bit more like some kind of indie pop or indie rock music. But it could be anything. These days you'll see people going to rap concerts with country music t-shirts on. So it's really kind of interesting and eclectic what some of our younger people, the diversity of music options they listen to. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. But yeah, if you want to go listen to some good live music, Commodore Ballroom is one of the places on over here where you can get some good live music on a regular basis. You can check their website out. On the west side, they also got a really cool place to go to over in Kitsilano at the old Hollywood Theater. That's another place that has a lot of good bands going through it. Everything from indie rock to hip hop. So there's lots of options. The music scene over here in Vancouver is not as large as other places, but once you start figuring it out, and you can figure it out through different magazines like the Georgia Straight and Vancouver is Awesome and other places like that. And once you start getting your thumb on it though, it's pretty easy to understand how it works and where to go and what to do or whatever type of music you want to listen to here in the city. This is Robson and Granville Street here. Let's wait to cross the street. And we'll continue on to Granville.
Or like, I even perform it.
Granville Street is just, I love being on Granville Street. It's such a vibe. It's got everything. It's got a little bit of its grittiness to it. There's always a few interesting people out here. But if you largely keep to yourself and mind your business, even if you're carrying a camera in your hand, most of those people just tend to leave you alone. But it's also just one of those like busy streets on over here. You'll find buskers regularly playing music out here, especially on the weekends. And just so many people walking up and down this part here, especially around West Georgia between Robson Street and Dunsmuir Street on over here. This is where all the buses tend to collect, as well as the two SkyTrain stations, Granville Station for the Expo line and Vancouver City Centre Station for the other line. And that other line, of course, would be Stanley or the Canada line. And keep the camera on us. Interesting person on over there right now. By Mr. Tubesteak. I think we'll cross the street just to be safe. Unfortunately, something that you get on over here. Again, talking about that grittiness that you find here on Granville Street. So it's not all sugar and lollipops in the big city. No, no, sorry.
It's fine, it's fine.
I laugh. Otherwise I cry. Gotta look at it with the glass half full. Because to keep your hope up, it tends to pay off in the end. That's all. Like, if you care about your city will care back with you. Show care back. So again, like I said, if you care about your city, the city will show you care back. It's really good to know the people in the area and stuff. It doesn't mean you need to know everyone's name, but it should be a little hard to do. But yeah, definitely if you try to help out your city in turn will try to help you out. Very cool to see. So we're over here on West Georgia Street right now, walking through the area. The sun is just so bright today. It's starting to shift as we move towards the fall. It's still going to be summer for another month and a half. Or actually another 2 months, because it's October when fall comes. But it is definitely very bright today.
Yeah, press up was panic easily.
Over here we're by the old HSBC building. It's now Royal Bank. HSBC got bought up by Royal Bank here in Canada. And the HSBC building turned into the Royal Bank building. Now they got a big old Royal Bank sign out here. You can see one of them behind me here. We're going to pass the big Royal Bank sign in just a second here. There she is. You can just see how things have changed over time here. I still get some people that will text me every once in a while and be like, how's that HSBC building on over there at Hornby in West Georgia? I'll be like, it's not there anymore. They're like, what, they tore down the building? I'm like, no, they renamed it. Like, oh, okay. What'd they rename it to? The Royal Bank building. Oh, yeah. Oh, it was a bit of a hoot and a holler. Getting a bunch of the busy office crowd here. Some of them you'll be able to see cards hanging off their belts and stuff like that. Not everyone. I like to take I'm going to the office, and we have some of our offices have the card systems. I take it off of my belt by the end of the day. That's just how it is. Kind of separates you from your non-work environment with your work environment. One way I try to keep a healthy outlook. So this is the intersection of Burrard and West Georgia. We're just going to cross the street. So this is, again, Burrard and West Georgia. And that's West Georgia going east. Across the street here. is good. I'm gonna head on down to see a friend down in the West End, so I'm gonna head on over to the Robson and Burrard Street bus stop there. And see how busy it is here right now. This is your rush hour here in the city. So we're on the tail end of the rush hour right now. Rush hour is really running. It runs from 4 to 6. A little bit of overlap around 6 to 7 as well. After that, it really starts to calm down in the city, especially around Robson Street and the financial areas. We have an unofficial financial district. It's not designated as the financial district, but every city has one. And that, of course, is around Granville Street and West Georgia, and along West Georgia into the West End and further east as well over to Chinatown. So we have and that would be part of the Central Business District. Human Geography 101. So cool, so cool. It's great to see on over here in the city, just how vibrant it can get, as well as the fact that people can also balance work. Sometimes when you go to other cities like Toronto, you see people caught in a cycle, just a constant grind. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with that grind culture. They're making money, they're making dollars to have a good life. Sometimes you want to just kind of take a break from that and also rest and relax. And that's something that Vancouverites really try to focus on and work here. Work-life balance, so yeah. Anyways, we're over here at the bus stop now, so I'm gonna catch the bus from here on and over. It should be over here in about 2 minutes, so thanks for coming along today, and just remember to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later, okay? Have a good day.